Joining me right now for a little more analysis on this is CNN legal analyst and former federal prosecutor Shan Woo. Shan, I just want to get your take on, I don't know, what you make of the shift from the administration. I mean, going from backing a partial repeal, that coming from the president, but keeping some parts of it in place, as Jessica lays out, and now going straight to they support throwing the whole thing out. Is this unusual?
It's really unusual, and frankly, it seems very difficult to justify for the Department of Justice. I mean, what's changed? Did the law suddenly change? Did precedent change? Why are they reversing themselves? Well, the only answer seems to be you have a new Attorney General, and he seems to be a big supporter of the administration's agenda. So I think, first of all, it would be embarrassing to be a Justice Department lawyer having to explain that reversal of position. And second of all, it's a dereliction of their duty to defend the federal laws. I mean, if they really have a strong position that this is unconstitutional, fine. You might decide not to take a position on it. But this original opinion by the district court judge, it's a very, very weak opinion. I mean, this whole idea that because a single provision might be unconstitutional, the entire law goes, that's 101 principles of construction of laws. It's a violation of that very simple first-year law student understanding of how you construe laws.
So I know this sounds basic, but how does a decision like this get made, and how the administration responded to this court decision with basically those two sentences saying, you know, we don't want anything changed from that judge's decision? I mean, does this have to come from the president, or could this shift be decided just within the Justice Department?
The shift could theoretically be decided, Kate, within the Justice Department, but the way the department works, like any good federal agency, it comes up from the bottom. All the real substance experts in the divisions, they are briefing this for their supervisors, who then brief their supervisors, and finally it makes it up to the leadership offices of justice. I worked for the AG. By the time I looked at something, like dozens of people had prepared it and vetted it. So it bubbles up very slowly. Office of Legal Counsel certainly takes a position. The Solicitor General's office oversees all the Courts of Appeals decisions as well. So there's a lot of people, a lot of career people are looking at that. For something to be reversed this suddenly, it's highly unlikely that it sort of like was an organic growth from beneath. It's far more likely that somebody put their thumb or finger on the scale from above.
Well, and as Jessica was kind of getting to, where does this go from here? Because obviously there are two tracks in how Obamacare has been fought out. It's been fought out in the political realm, and we've seen that in many different ways on Capitol Hill. And it's also has been fought out and at one point decided, but then fought out again in the courts. I mean, the Supreme Court upheld Obamacare before. Now what?
Well, when they upheld it before, Roberts was really basing that on the notion that that individual mandate was constitutional because he treated it as a tax. There's some controversy about that, but taxing is certainly a constitutional power. That's gone now, obviously, and so there is some question as to how they will treat it if it gets to them. My personal view is that the district court's reasoning is so poor that it's not going to survive the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals scrutiny. Granted, conservative circuit, conservative court, but say what you will about their politics, these are good legal analysts. And I just don't think they're going to find that the district court's reasoning, which is so poor, is going to survive their scrutiny. If it doesn't get past the Court of Appeals, then I don't even think the Supreme Court will take the case. If it does, they certainly will take the case.
Also, say what you will about court shopping, the criticism that came from the president in other regards, especially when it comes to like the travel ban and such. Wonder what's happening here. Thank you so much, Shan. I appreciate it.